Flosstube. Good morning, it's Helen. Happy Tuesday, January 2nd. That's the cats. They're downstairs. It could be a little loud because all three of them are inside. We're up here in Maine in the middle of our deep freeze. It is just not letting go, so the beast cat has to stay inside, and he is not pleased with that development, so he's kind of a beast to the girls. So they're all down here. Hopefully they won't tear across and knock all my stuff over, because I have so much stuff to show you guys today. I've been pulling stuff down. I have a lot. There've been a ton of videos lately, and I've loved them. I've loved everyone's planned videos. I've loved everyone's 2017 wrap-up videos. I've watched with my little notebook and taken notes about what I might want to add to my plans and my stash. So I did my plans in my last video. So today I pulled out all my finishes. I made a list. I was a lot busier than I thought I was. Isn't it funny how you put stuff aside, and you know, I kind of keep track. I'll do better this year. And then I'm typing them up and I was like, I got a lot more done than I thought I did. Oh, and I forgot about this one. Oh, and I forgot about that one. So I didn't count them up, but I bet there's 20 on here. Some big, some small, a nice mix. So seems I have so much. We're just gonna jump right in. So I put them in order, or tried to, with kind of how I did them throughout the year. She's chasing her tail in a laundry basket. I hope she gets it so that she calms down. So I started out, I had a few winter things I wanted to finish this year. So the first one I have, this is Bent Creek's winter signpost. And I found this little clip frame at Kohl's. It's perfect. And then I've done all of these. This was the last one I had to do. This is just a little piece of wood I picked up at Michael's or AC Moore or someplace. And then I just used the sticky board and a little padding and just glued it right on there. I Mod Podged paper on there. So then each one is a little different. I swap them out by the season. I've done each of these 3 times because I did one for me, one for my mom, and then one for my best friend. So they're so fast. I love these. So like I said, this was the last one I didn't get to last year. This fabric I dyed myself. Some of these fabrics, I have no idea. Like I said, I wasn't the best at keeping track. So I don't know where I'm gonna put stuff after I've shown it to you. I have 1, 2, 3 stacks. There's stuff behind me. There's stuff over here in a chair. There's stuff on the floor. There's crazy cats. We'll do the best we can. All right, next up, I did Lizzie Kate's new series last year, was the Flip It Celebrate with Charm. So this one is Luck. I don't have a lot of stuff on the wall. I have these really nice built-in shelves in the dining room, and that's where I put a lot of my stuff. So I try and reuse frames. So the frame for this one is on the next piece. I just pop it out and put the new one in. This is fabric on one of the sticky boards, and then I mounted my piece. I put a little rickrack, and I just cut these little clover doodads out of felt, glued those on there. So this goes in a white frame. It's on the next one, you know, for the 2 or 3 weeks that it's up, which is why I was glad it stitched up so quick. This is just a green Ada. That's straight sage green. I didn't do anything with that, so that's nothing fancy. All right, this is the frame that I use. I got this frame at Michael's last year. This one is Oodles of Spring by Bent Creek. I love this one. My sister got me this for Christmas 2016, and it was the first one I did last year. I did most called for colors. I changed a couple. I know this little guy is different. And these are felt flowers. I just found, you know, some directions on Pinterest, and made some felt flowers and stuck them on there just to kind of give it a little dimension. And then, like I said, I reused this frame. I popped this one out. This is fabric. I mounted my piece on it, put the flowers on, and then when the season's done, I just pop it out and put something else in there. I liked that this was a little fancy. but not too ornate. Like this was the perfect frame. Stack those up so they don't fall over. So I was on my spring kick. I guess I tend to stitch by season, or at least I did last year. Next up, I did Spring Day at Carrot Farm. This was a little frosted pumpkin. It's one of their passports. This was a little thrift store frame. I painted it blue. I put ribbon on it. It is literally taped with Scotch tape on the back in case I didn't like it where it was. This is on the same green as the luck piece. I know I changed the border to be yellow because the white wasn't showing up that it called for, so he's cute. I like him a lot. My first kind of big finish for the year last year was the Seasons in Chalk Spring. Winter is up here. This was the last of the 4 of the seasons that I hadn't done, so I did it last year. I switched this out and I can look it up. I believe I used Weeks Berry Cobbler. I wanted it a little less pink. So this is like a pinky purple. So I love these. I love these designs. Like I said, I've done them all. I have a frame. This is big because I knew that I wanted it kind of on the wall so people would notice it. So I used the hand-dyed fabric by Stephanie in Slate, which is one of the called for, and I ended up doing mine on a 14 so that it would be big in an 11, having it in an 11 by 14 frame so that you kind of notice it on the wall. So there's that one. So the last kind of spring one, this was a little freebie from Kathy Haberman of Hands On Design. She posted this. There's a Facebook group, the Hands On Design Stitchers, and she posted this little freebie last year, and I just worked it right up because I needed something colorful and bright. Spring is a short season around here, so this one I love. I made it a little cube finish. It just sits out. I found the little butterfly, I think at Joann's, so that was like 2 nights, so that was quick. Balance that. All right, then the next stack gets slid over without scratching up the table. All right, then I got into kind of my fall stitching. This piece, I may have actually finished this stitching-wise in 2015, but I didn't finish it, FFO it, until this year. So this is Halloween ABC by Lizzie Kate. I think that's Legacy, Picture This Plus. The whites on Legacy are not the best, but it's what I had. This fun spiderweb fabric I found. I got all, Joann's is a half a mile from my house. 9 times out of 10, that's where I bought something because it's the closest. I ended up putting the purple around the edge because this spiderweb is like this thick satiny, and I can barely do binding as it is. I cannot do binding in that stuff. For anyone who's interested in making a wall hanging, I just Googled and looked up for binding directions, and I got them from the ones I've been using is Missouri Star Quilt Company. Her name's Jenny. She has fantastic videos. And the hanger on this one makes it, I think. This is Ackfeld wire, and they have all these cute hangers. I just put a little pocket on the back so I can slide it in. It comes off. And that's, I think the hanger with shipping was like $25. So this is way cheaper than having something this size professionally framed. And I love it. All right. I have another little wall hanging next. This is Sunflower Fairy by Nora Corbett. This one is a download from Herrscheners. I think it was like $5. This is my first Nora Corbett or Mirabilia. I think this was from an old Cross Stitch and Needlework magazine, but they have this available as a download. It calls for all Valdani, so I had to sub out everything. I do have this written down if anyone is interested upstairs. I know I used for that sunflowery yellow Weeks Dye Works squash. And I know that I used chives for this darker green because when I was doing my Frosty Forest, that's the color I ran out of because I snarfed it up to do this one and I didn't replace it. So that one's done. I don't have a hanger for that. I think this year I used like a pencil in the back and just hung it on the wall. So that one's done. Next up is another small Lizzie Kate. I had made this rag strip wreath. These directions are all over the internet too. And I did Liberty. And when I finished it, I did like a ripped fabric ruffle around the back. And I'm like, oh, what am I going to do with this? Well, this was already on the door. So I just hung it on there. And I may change it later, but for now, that's fine with me. And it matches because I have a scrap of that fabric. So that's how that one is up. It's leaving little red bits all over everything today. Myself probably included to go with the cat hair. Okay. Some of these have glass and some don't, so the glass ones will be a little reflective. This is, oh, it's worse on that side. This is Mini Harry Potter. This is from Wee Little Stitches on Etsy, and I love their stuff. I have so many. I think I single-handedly kept them in business a couple years ago, and I'm still working through to try and catch up. They have sales all the time. They're really inexpensive. This is Mini Harry Potter. I have used these. I've done this design. I've used just the small ones. I've made magnets with like the covered buttons. I've made needle minders out of those. So you can do a lot of different things with these. This is on Picture This Plus Monster Mash. I had a little small piece and that's what I used for that. Oh, there's the cat. All right, another Halloween. This one has no glass, so it can be in the light. This is Halloween Cat by Satsuma Street. This was Picture This Plus Whimsy. It calls for a lovely, like a blue, but this is what I had, so that's what I did. There were some clouds over here, and I left those out because I had found this frame at Michael's and I knew I wanted to put it in there, and they kind of off-centered it, so. I used this is DMC, so I used all straight DMC. This is my first Satsuma Street and I loved it. Her colors are great. Cats. I don't think I want to put any more in that stack. All right. The next couple, don't you dare. Yeah, you beast. The next couple I have are kind of some non-traditional finishes, so they're kind of spread. I had seen, and this one, cat. This is straight up Priscilla. She had shown that she found this little box at Michael's and just put flowers in it. So this one is a little pumpkin in a patch. This is from Heart and Hands. It's just got the magnet on there, so I can change the flowers up and put something else in there. Again, this one was like, a day and a half and I was done. And I had it up all season, so it's perfect. I love that. Oaken, maybe? Oaken or Earthen. It's one of those neutral Picture This Plus that I used. And I don't know what I used for floss. I just picked what I had. What are you doing? You're gonna get picked up. You're over here. I know you're gonna get, yep, scoot, your little scoot. The other, since we're on it, this is my Priscilla wreath. I had to buy a bow. I haven't mastered bow making yet. Maybe this year. That would be my 2018 goal, is to master bow making. This is Here Kitty Kitty. This is a country cottage. I think I changed the color of the pumpkins to something I had. This is on Serene, which is a very, very pale green. I had this for the ink circles that I need to catch up on, and I had a scrap left, so I used that. And we changed the kitties I added, he's got a little blue collar, this little black one on top. That's our Kitty River, the Beast. And then when I did this last year, we lost 2 of our girls last year. So this was Abby. And then this little gray and white was our cat Hood. And then it's funny that the 2 new cats we got, oddly enough, are both tabbies. So they kind of match the other 2. So all of our kitties hang on the door and would gladly tear this to shreds if it was within their reach. So that's that. This next one is probably my favorite of the year. I saw, it's a frosted pumpkin. They put out their little pattern for pumpkin spice, and I had to have it immediately. Had to have it. Whipped it right up. And then one night when I couldn't sleep, laying there, I thought, you know what? That would be so cute if I made it, finished it like a coffee cozy, but it was too big. I hadn't used a small enough Ada. The cats have been in this one. So I went to one of my stores, just a local store, and I found this like crock. It's Anchor Studio. I don't know, it was $4. So I found this crock. I popped into Joann's, got a piece of flannel. I just kind of whip stitched this on there and then frayed the edges. And it's perfect. I love the little pom-poms, so do the cats. This is on there with magnets, people. I haven't, this is as ghetto as it gets. It is terribly sewn in half so that if I changed my mind, I could easily take it apart and do something different, but I'm not going to change my mind because I love it like this. So this was just a different way of showing off my pieces that wasn't in the frame, which I like to do. Naturally, I think all the rest are in frames. Next up, this one is a gift for my friend's daughter. This was a Luci Heaton chart from Cross Stitch Crazy June 2017. It's one of those alphabet charts. So we just wrote dance. I changed the colors to purples and blues because that's what she likes. I think this is Capri. And I think those are DMC, the purples. So we're going to hopefully get together this month and I can give that to her. That stack's getting a little tippy. Let's see where I'm at. I think the rest of them are new. They're new finishes since I saw you last. You knew that I had done Frosty Forest and the Nintendo Stitch Along and taken them to the framer, and they're back and they're fabulous. They're behind me. They're behind me. So we'll start with Frosty Forest. This is on the Picture This Plus Dwarf 18 count, which is that light blue. I found a molding with just a little bit of beadwork on it. Here's my deep thoughts on framing. I stitch a lot, and a lot of my pieces are really small, and framing is so expensive that I can't see spending all that money on framing. So I will gladly turn something into a wreath, stick it on a container, you know, put felt flowers on it, because that's not the kind of piece that's like a heritage piece. You know, like if my grandmother had stitched one of those and it was still around, yeah, I'd be thrilled to have it. But something like this that's taken so much time and so much effort, I'm willing to put the money into framing, because I hope to have this for 30 years, and then that someone else in the family will want it. And if not, that someone will find it at Goodwill for $5 and be beside themselves happy that they found it and it's in such good shape. So there's my Frosty Forest. It came out fantastic. I love it. It's up on the wall. Back there on that wall, so I'm really excited to have this one back, and I'm not doing it again. I did it twice in 2 years, gave the one to my mom. I'm done with that pattern. I'm done. The other one that was at the framer is big. Is the Armada Designs Nintendo. So this one, again, this is one we're going to have up for a long time. The other thing about this one was it's too big for me to do myself. It doesn't fit in a standard frame. The closest I could have come was like 16 by 24 or 20. I don't know, I had one option and no mat that was the right size. So they had their sale, I took it up. So I wrapped this up for my husband and son for Christmas. My husband knew, like we said, he designed 3 of the squares. He designed 2, he tweaked a couple. I had a lot of fun doing this. You know that your gift was well received when the hubs, who knows how long it takes to do these, comes in later and says, so if I gave you like a year off, would you do a Super Nintendo one to match? So he might design his own Super Nintendo, picking out his favorite games. And that might be a 2019 start, planning ahead. So this one came out great. It's on the wall. I don't want the cats to knock it over. So the last ones, well, this one you've seen. This was the Barbara Anna Merry Christmas. Just this little cool metal frame. I have 1 FFO and 2 finishes that need to be FFO'd that now that school's back, that's the goal for this week. So Under the Sea, Lakeside Needlecraft. This is Durene Jones. This was their stitch along. I changed my mermaid. It was a different Durene Jones design from one of the cross stitch crazies. This crab, there was like a mirror that you could put your initials in. I just dropped him down. Someone else on the Facebook page had done that, and I'm like, well, that's perfect. So I dropped him down and just added some fish. So this one, I managed to find a frame. I went to Hobby Lobby last week. This is one of those decorative pictures. I think there's a pineapple in it. I took my tape measure and I measured every single white frame they had in that store until I found the perfect fit. So this one's up. Matches, it's in our downstairs bathroom, so I wanted glass. There's no shower in that bathroom, but I just wanted it to be a little more protected. So that one is done. That was kind of my last big finish. I feel like I had a lot of small finishes throughout the year, and then January I had 3 pieces that I was working on all year, and they were all big, and then poof, they're all done. So the 2 finishes that need to be fully finished, I love this one. This is one of my other favorite pieces of the year. This is hands-on design, Kathy Haberman. This is called Winter Words. It's from the 2018 Keepsakes calendar. If she did one of these for every season, I would stitch every last one of them. I love it. I love it on the black. I planned on doing 2 of these, doing one for a friend, but I ran out of time. Because if I redid this one for myself, I would make these bean boots. I'd color change those to be browns. So I have plans for this. I just haven't had a chance to do it. And then the other start and finish, once I finished all those other big ones, was the tree lot from Little House, which a lot of people are doing. I had a piece of Picture This Plus Jade, and I left it. I didn't know how I was going to do it, so I could have done it the other way and saved some fabric, but I just did it this way in case I want some more of that showing. I did change the truck. I believe it's Weeks Lancaster Red. It just showed up a little better on this fabric. So that one, adorable, done. That was my last finish of 2017. That's all of them. Oh, plus all my ornaments, which I've already shown. So I don't know how I got that much done, but I did. So I'll take it and see what I can do this year. All right, so next up, Christmas. I hope everyone had a great holiday, time off with kids, get together with family. It's pretty low key for us. It's really just me, my husband, and my son. He's 8, so I mean we were up at 6:15 and we were all opened at 8 on coffee number 2, because that's how it goes. My parents go south for the winter, so we kind of just talk to them on the phone. My sister has her own big family, so they do their own thing. So Just the three of us. Nice and relaxing. But I got some goodies. I got some stitchy goodies. Tried to keep them separate. My sister stitches, and my mom is crafty. She stitches a little, she crochets, she does other things. So when you have crafty family members, they get you crafty gifts. My husband and son got me a punch needle because I'd like to try that this year. So now I have my punch needle. I need to get some of the weaver's cloth. I need to get some cloth. I have a subscription to Punch Needle and Primitive Stitch, so you know I've got 24 different patterns to start with. My sister gave me a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know why it's not in here. She got me With Thy Needle Spooks and Spirits. It's the new one, the Halloween Witch. She's kind of circular. She's upstairs because I've already started kitting her up. So she gave me 3 pieces of fabric. This one is a Fabrics by LJ, which is my first one of those. It's called Crushed Walnut. It's a gorgeous purple. So I think I'll use that on the witch. And then one of the latest magazines, cross stitch magazines, I think it was Cross Stitch Crazy. It has these space patterns from Emma Condon that are gorgeous. So those need to go on a purple as well. Ship's Manor Ancient Bark. I don't know what I'll put on this. It's showing up way brighter on that than it really is. But that's gorgeous. And then the last piece is Under the Sea. My first Under the Sea. So that was my first Ship's, now my second Ship's Manor. My first Under the Sea, my first LJ. This is Love Child, which I believe she did with Tracy P. And this is an opal, and it's a great big piece. So I'll find something fun to do on that. It's like pinks and browns that turned kind of purpley, so that's gorgeous. She had also done the Stitchy Box Halloween Countdown. So she had a couple things she wasn't going to use that she passed on. A little cry neck, some little lace trim. She knew I put all those to good use. And then my mom got me the Country Cottage Most Wonderful Time of the Year and a 1, 2, 3 gift cards, so that will come in handy. And then, as you guys know, when you get a stitch, like someone made you something, I was so excited. My sister made me this little cube. I kind of have all my Harry Potter stuff in one little bookcase with all my books. So she made this. I don't know what she used for fabric, but it's shiny and it's beautiful. The back, she had this piece, it's linen. Her eyes are no better than my eyes. So she had bought this piece and then was like, I can't stitch on that. Can't even see it. So she used it as backing fabric and it's just so pretty. The ribbon is sparkly. I love it. It's fantastic. So that was my stitchy gifts. I made her a bunch of project bags. She doesn't really sew. She has a lot of cats, just like I do. So you need some project bags. So I made her a bunch of project bags and got her some needle minders. Oh, I had a project bag I meant to bring down and I forgot. So we'll show that the next time because one of them I ordered on Etsy. The others I made. So this is going to be a longer video than I usually do, but I have a lot to talk about. In all of my Christmas shopping for others, as is apt to happen, a few things made at home for myself. So I have a few purchases to show. Steph, of Pam and Steph, has been collecting the jingles. I've loved these. She put them all together. I have so many big like series that I've been holding off. And then I saw her starting and I'm like, meh. Might as well start. Maybe we can stitch them together next year. I found these two on Stash Unload, so throughout the year, I'll just, when I see them, I'll pick them up. So I have those. I picked up the Let It Snow Bungalow. I really love this winter. I'll do that first. And then we'll see. I might do just a snowman. I might do the whole thing. So we'll see. And I got the blues. I have the red. I thought the green, I'd probably just use DMC. So I'm so excited to see what their farmyard Christmas ones are this year. I love it. So I have that. I picked up, I've been eyeballing this for a long time and finally bit the bullet because I was afraid that it would go out of print again, I guess. A lot of these were, and then they combined them. It was a little pricey, but it's a ton of patterns. A lot of them I won't do. I thought maybe this one with the bird on the front is pretty. There's the Christmas garden. That's pretty. The reason I got it, and the one I plan to do, maybe not this year, but next year, is this one. I think I saw this on the wall in Julie McConnell's video, and I had to like Google it until I found it, because I love that. And I've seen someone do on their website a conversion, and I have it all written down, so because that calls for dinky dyes, but I'll do like gentle art. I'll do a conversion. So I have that. I was on Stash Unload the other day, and I picked up 3 Cross Stitch and Needlework magazines. This one, Candy Stitches, just did a full flip through, and it has some cool stuff in it. I should have marked the page. There's these little woodland animals on a binder that were adorable. Oh, hold on. They're on the contents page. So I bought it mainly for these. There's a Barbara Anna in here. She did a full flip through. I picked up this Halloween one. This had a really cool like black work Halloween design. Again, there it is. I thought on like a colored fabric that would be very pretty. That's by Lois Winston. So there's that one. Okay, this one right here, this is like winter chicken dinner of cross stitch and needlework. I was shocked that I found this one. That one on the front is an Emma Congdon. I adore it. It's fantastic. So then on the inside, little extra bonus that I didn't even know was in there. They did a whole year of Kathy Haberman sell like monthlies. I don't have a lot of stuff for these particular months. Great. So I have those. There's a Nora Corbett in here. It's called Moonlight Laguna Mermaid. It's gorgeous. It's really pretty. And it's, you know, it's along the same size as that Sunflower Fairy I did. The pattern is like, you know, smallish and easy to read. It doesn't have a ton of extra stuff. So this is July 2014. I'm thrilled that I got that. The other thing that I got was the Just Cross Stitch Ornaments DVD. When I watched Homesteading on the Homefront, Lynette, she said in one of her first videos how thrifty. She's a thrifty New Englander. She just picked this up for her daughter, for a little one, for Christmas. I am also a thrifty Mainer. I'm a tightwad Mainer. So here is my frugal tip of the day. On Stash Unload, on those sites, I see a lot of people pay $5, $8, $10, excuse me, for one of the ornament issues. They're totally worth that. I mean, there's tons of stuff in them. I paid $20.50 for this on Amazon. It wasn't Prime. It was like where you can click the other sellers. So it took like, what, 3 extra days to get here. It's not like I rushed out and printed something out to start. I can wait the 3 days. This has 17 issues on it. So it's 97 to 2013. A lot of the older ones, I only found 1 or 2 things that I might do. Some of them are dated. And that's now. I might look at this again in 5 years and be like, whoa, I did not like that. All of the New Year's are fantastic. So there's Little House. You can see there's a Country Cottage right there. You know, there's all the good ones. $20.50. Well worth every penny. that's all my stuff. It's all my finishes, it's Christmas, it's purchases. I had two new starts that I can show. And then we'll do the giveaway. We had the bag giveaway from last week. And then just plans. And we'll be done. 35 minutes. This is bigger than I thought. So when I finished Under the Sea, I started the tree lot, and that one whipped up, you know, in 2 or 3 days. And then I kind of didn't have anything. I was planning on New Year, new starts, but I had a week. And I was home, and my son got like new games for Christmas, so he was busy. I pulled my stuff out. Let's do this. So I started, I don't have the full picture. This is the Seasons in Chalk Winter, the one that went with that. It's Santa and his sleigh going over some houses. I don't have a picture. I have a digital subscription to Just Cross Stitch, so I just printed it out. This is December 2016. Now, I'm not going to pull this out for you because I'm so close to being done, and it took me a long time to get this just where I need it. This is stitching up so quick. Yeah, that made a big difference. I'm glad I did that for you. That was helpful. So I'm all the way done this side. I really just have this corner. I have a big snowflake. I have to finish the roof and all the Smyrna stitches. I ran out of this green, so that's when I go to the grocery store today. I need to pick that up. So that will be the last of these for now that I plan on doing. So for those of you not familiar with this series, this started in the February 2016. I subscribed to this magazine online because in the issue before that, there was a Frosted Pumpkin, the one with the little Santa Claus in the alphabet. So I subscribed digitally because, here's my other frugal tip. Frugal tip number 2, digital subscription to this magazine, $20. You get the full upcoming year, including the ornament issue, not the Halloween, that's separate, plus 2 years of back issues. So if you were interested in these and you subscribed today, I believe you would get all of these because February 2016, it's 2 years ago. So you should be able to get all of those, plus this one, plus all of this year's stuff for the $20. Just saying. And these print out really nice. Some digital things don't always print nicely. I don't like to stitch off my phone. But these, the Just Cross Stitch, I have no problem with. So that is a start and will likely be a finish by the next time I see you. That's the one I have in my Christmas bag. This is going to be my official, except the cats love it. It's that Snuggle Fleece. They're all over it. And then the other one in my animal bag, this was going to be my New Year, New Start, but I had time, so I just started it. This is the Woodland Christmas from the 2013 Craftways book. Karen Kluba. I hope I said your name right. It's Rosewood Manor. It's the designer of Rosewood Manor. So I'm doing this one on a Joglin because it calls for petite stitches, which are just 2 over 1, but they're over 1. So I got quite a bit. This is Wood Violet. This is my daytime stitch because my eyeballs can't see that stuff when it's dark out. So this tree has a couple more, and then that's almost the top. The little cardinals, that's the petite stitch. But it's going quicker than I thought. My plan for this was kind of just let it take all year. Do 1 or 2 trees a week. Don't push yourself with it so that my eyes don't get tired and I can do other things. So that's moving right along. Giveaway. In my last video, I had said I had made an extra bag. This is a smaller bag, but it would fit in 8x8. I'm recording on my phone, so I did random number before I started. Ginger Alexander. I will reply to your message so that we can figure out your address. and pop this in the mail. Congratulations. On Christmas Day, I hit 500 subscribers, which is crazy to me. That's crazy. And now it's higher than that. So, 500 subscriber giveaway. I mentioned last time I'm doing the Frosted Pumpkin Into the Jungle stitch along this year. That starts the 15th. So I made a bag. Had to have its own bag. So I made 2. Actually, I made 3 because I made one for my sister because she's going to do it too. So this week, this will fit in 11 by 11. It's got fuzz from that Liberty cross stitch. Fuzz on everything. This will fit in 11 by 11. It's just basic top zipper. So if you'd like to be entered in this giveaway, just leave a comment and at the bottom, like say jungle somewhere in your comment because that's what I'll use to search. So say jungle, I'd like the jungle bag. I'm looking forward to the jungle stitch along. Be a subscriber, be over 18, and we will give this away. Probably 2 weeks is when I'll do my next video, which will be right after this one starts. So the next video after this, I'll draw it. If there is another video after this one and you're just catching up and watching later, I will have already drawn it. But let me know on that. We've come to the end. This was double the length of some of my others. The cats were good. They didn't cause a mess. I will pick red fuzz off everything. Thank you. Thank you so much to everyone who's been so kind with their comments and subscribing. Like I said, there's been so many videos lately. It's been great because there's nothing on TV, so I just watch those. Every once in a while I sneak in an episode of The Crown because I'm catching up on that. I don't know when Poldark starts, but then I'll have to, when Poldark starts, then you guys will, I'll fall behind a little bit, but I think that's in the fall, so I've got time. Plans, I'm going to keep going on those 2 whips that I showed you. I'd like to finish the Christmas one. I know I said, oh, I'm going to do Santa's on Sundays. That one's so close. I'm going to finish that up. And then I'll start something else smaller to do on Sundays. Thanks for everyone who's given me a shout out. I can always tell because my numbers go up a little bit, so it's nice. And then to kind of figure out where it came from. I'm excited to see everyone else's work this year, and I'd love to make it to a retreat. We'll see. I've talked about Celebration of Needlework down in New Hampshire. That's totally drivable. I'm waiting to see the class list to kind of see what's there. I know Abby Bellastitch had like briefly mentioned possibly doing something in Massachusetts, which would be fantastic. I'll get there. I'll get to one, and it will be wonderful when I do. So have a great day. Have a great rest of your day. I'll get this started and then put everything away so the cats don't knock it all over the floor. Thank you again. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.